All right. So what do you think? Which table do you think Eddington would say had more substance? Table 1 or table 2? And what evidence, either direct or implied, do you have for that? Go ahead, Zorns, you start us off.
Because he said it was made of money, it was conducted.
What tables you pick?
I'll tell you.
Table 2, and why do you say table 2? You feel that Eddington would say have more substance?
Because he said it was made of metal, so it can conduct and solid.
I can't understand anything you say.
Here's a hearing aid.
I can't hear it. I couldn't hear it.
Okay, I'll help summarize. Cody said, table 2, he felt table 2 because he said it was made of what?
Metal, and it was a conductor, and plus he said it was solid.
Okay. Was that table 2 or table 1 that he
Table
said was
2.
solid?
Because he said that one was like, imagine, it was too much in the game. He said it wasn't real.
No, that's table 1.
But whatever, table 1.
Yeah, table 1. Your evidence is fine, you just screwed up table 1 and table 2 there. Okay? So Cody says Eddington would think table 1 because of that evidence that he stated directly that stated table 1 is a solid. Would you agree or disagree with Cody? Tristan? Would you agree or disagree with Cody that Eddington would believe that table 1 had more substance than table 2? Or would you say table 2 had more substance according to Eddington?
My honest opinion is I don't think these are tables.
Okay. Why not?
Because
What do you think they are?
I think it's really talking about atoms.
Okay. What evidence do you have that he's not really talking about tables here, that he may be talking about atoms?
Because he's saying like there's an empty space and he's talking about the electrons and everything else.
Okay.
I just don't think they're tables.
You don't think they're tables, so why do you think, and this is a question for anyone, not just Tristan, why do you think he's talking about tables here when Tristan thinks that he really is talking about atoms?
It's crazy. That's the way it
Could be crazy.
Okay, but evidence from the text to support that, please.
What, that is crazy?
Sure, if you can find that evidence in the text.
It's obvious, I mean, he's talking about science, it's crazy.
Not a terribly good piece of supporting evidence. But go ahead, Courtney.
Table 2, he said in paragraph 4, it was made of emptiness or it had emptiness. So you might think that it's not a real table.
Okay. But what about Eddington's beliefs? Or was that in response to Tristan's question that he wasn't really talking about tables, he was really talking about atoms instead? Okay. So why would you say that information would support Tristan's idea that no, he wasn't really talking about tables, he really wanted to be talking about atoms? Could you clarify that?
When people look at tables, they don't think they're made of emptiness, and they're not really thinking of the atoms that make them up. And atoms have
emptiness. One of the notes you took was that basically atoms are 99% empty space, and that 0.1% are the atoms and protons and neutrons. So what do you think about that idea? That really he's not talking about tables, he's really talking about atoms instead. What do you think of that idea? Anyone who has an idea about that, first of all?
Repeat the question.
Tristan's response was, he doesn't really mean to be talking about tables. He's talking about atoms instead.
And maybe you're right.
And Courtney said, in support of Tristan's idea, well, when he was talking about table 2, he was talking about this empty space, and a lot of people don't think of this table right here that's made up of atoms being composed of mostly empty space.
Well, then you say most items are empty spaces.
True, yes.
And the table and everything's made of atoms, right?
Yes.
So, there you go.
So why use this idea of a table instead of just talking about atoms?
Because it's a great example.
Anyone got any ideas about that? If you really wanted to talk about empty space and atoms, why wasn't he just talking about atoms?
You want to make it,
People didn't understand the atoms. They couldn't understand.
Should I make it like a metaphor?
Why would he make it like a metaphor?
so we can understand it better.
Okay. So what evidence do you have? That's okay, because I'm going to pick on everyone, don't worry, Dyer.
Yeah.
What evidence do you have that he uses this metaphor and he uses other metaphors?
Because he don't like go out and say that it's an atom or something, he compares it to a table.
So why a metaphor?
Because it's complicated.
Oh, so maybe he thought atoms were too complicated, so he had to go talk in metaphor
It's
instead.
too complicated, maybe some
Excuse me,
people,
I'm still
so,
talking.
hey, shut,
Hey, don't say, hey, shut up.
shush your mouth.
Wait till she's finished and then interject. So could you finish that, and then if you would like to interject, Cody, we'll do that, and then,
I already forgot what I was saying.
well, I think I remember. How about that? You were saying something about maybe the metaphors would be easier to understand.
Yeah. What she's saying.
Okay. What evidence, and this is a question again for anyone, what evidence do you have that Eddington would need to simplify, things, especially scientific things? Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. And she's supposed to go now. Okay, after school, gotcha. Okay, okay. Okay, gotcha.
No, not mine.
Hold on.
Everybody's contacts.
You're supposed to go home today?
Oh, she's supposed to go home today.
I'd be there, but things will be so you can get in. Does that make sense? Sure. Okay. Or should I come up with a metaphor?
I'm gonna be to your house and break in.
I'm thinking.
Randy,
I'll cook you some
everybody
supper.
sent, we sent to everybody. That's there, that says random. You got it. Random base.
What the frig?